I know they wanna break you down, break you down, break you down, yeah. But they don't know what goes around, comes back around, now it's back around, yeah.
And you
Go
snow
ahead and
that?
start this bitch off, Walt. Go ahead and start this off.
Now I gotta.
Put him on the spot.
I hate you, bro. All right, y'all. What up, though? We back. Back to back weeks. Look at us doing what we do best. Uh, you see the three faces. It ain't changed. It ain't gonna change. It ain't never gonna change. If I ever have to stream off my phone, we gonna make it do what we gotta do. Believe that. But nah, we back at it again, man. It's your boy ASky, aka Walk, aka I am who I am. The first of my name. Well, second of my name because my dad is senior. But I guess
You
you
had a
know.
dad?
Yeah, he when he went to buy milk, he came back. So respect to that man. Respect to that man.
It,
Appreciate you,
it took
pops.
it took mine a couple years to come back, but he came back and he doing pretty good.
Holy shit.
That's KillJoy. Y'all hear his voice there. That's the homie KillJoy. How you doing today, man?
I'm good. I'm good. Been chilling. Toya at work, the wife at work, so it's been me and Big Head over there, and he been causing hell, but just chilling.
You got to keep you on your toes, man. You got to keep you on your
Bro, I'm gonna
toes.
be honest. I just let him do what he do. As long as you don't break nothing, it is what it is. You
He a
alive,
dad
I'm
like a
alive.
motherfucker.
Ain't
Fact.
nothing broken. He went in the kitchen. He took out all the oatmeal, threw it everywhere, the packets,
Oh,
and
okay.
all the
Woo. Okay. Okay.
and
I was about to be like, woo.
and all the napkins was all over the floor. And I looked. I'm like, why? And he just looked at me. And he's like, purple. And I'm like, we ain't talking colors right now. I asked you why you threw all the stuff on the floor. But it's beyond. I don't. But other than that, I'm chilling. Hungry as fuck. Trying to get some Puerto Rican food.
I can dig that. I can dig that. Some arroz con pollo.
Come
Is that how you say
on.
that shit?
I'm it's probably not pronounced correctly, but I know what you're talking about. You know how they very specific with their words. You know what I'm
Close to- They know what I mean if I went and said it
saying? Yep.
at the store. But well, that's good. Glad everybody alive. We glad my man's is out here doing artwork on the floor. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Nerd, how you doing?
Good.
That's the guy down there. 6 hours ahead of us. He's in the future. Tell what's the future like?
What is it like? Boring as hell, just like the past.
Mm. Slavery wasn't boring. That.
uh, okay.
I
Um,
mean, oh snap! I mean,
all right,
technically, he's kind of got a point. But how you been doing, man? This week, man. How's the week been treating you?
man. Busy. Hopefully, it's starting to cool down a little bit as far as like the tempo. The weather already cool enough. Please don't get no colder. Gonna be freezing my ass off. But yeah, it's not too bad.
I can dig that. I can dig that. As our resident UFC analyst, what was your thoughts about 265? Did you stay up to watch it first of all? Because I mean, that shit was like,
Hell no,
I
nigga.
mean, what, almost 6 in the morning when that shit came on.
So I stayed up until like 2 because you know it's the weekend. So I'm like, oh, let me stay up a little bit. So I stayed up because I woke up super late. I had woke back up at like 5, and I was like, damn, it's still 2 fights away. Like I still,
Bruh.
bro. I fell asleep so quick I didn't even know I fell asleep. I just knocked out. Woke up, fight was over. Of course, I got the notification on my phone saying who won. So I'm just like, damn, like it's ruined. I can't even go back and watch it. So I
Yeah.
just ended up watching it anyway. And he did what he always do. Like Derek Lewis is y'all gonna push that man into Nate Diaz territory. I hate to say it, but him, Nate Diaz, Conor McGregor, like the only thing is he proves his shit a lot. He will still be getting outclassed the whole fight and still knock your bitch ass out. Uh,
Because that
so
thing that's like a heavyweight trait though. Like you cannot. It's just like that's the heavyweight mentality. You could be beating me, but all it takes is one shot. I catch you one good time. And that
Yeah,
coming, to be honest, even we can go to boxing. I feel like Wilder was kind of the same way. We saw him get outboxed by a boxer,
a
but
lot of times.
throughout his career, he was probably getting outboxed by a lot of guys. But because he knocked them out with so much power and such ferocity, we kind of overlooked it until he
Hmm.
ran into a boxer. So, but do you think Lewis will make the trip? Because it kind of like he was trying to do some other stuff in that fight. And when I say trying, I think it was because, like they said, like the announcers were saying, gone. Is that how you say it?
Cyril Gahn.
Gone. Okay. He didn't like all the other fighters kind of respected his power. Gone was like, nigga, I am better than you.
Yeah, he didn't give a fuck.
So
He was, he
he
was-
took out that man's leg, and he couldn't plant right no more. And he just
Mhm.
kept pushing him like he couldn't get in like he wanted to get in, and he used that reach to his advantage. But and that's why I say it looked like Lewis was trying to do some other stuff because he was throwing kicks. I was like, nigga, you look awkward throwing these kicks.
Bro,
But
don't, bruh. Like when we tell you, this would be like me telling Shaq, "Hey, bro, I know you're the greatest dunker of all time, but they got you figured out, so we need you to do something a little bit different, right?"
some
He'd be like,
threes.
he'd be like, "All right, I'm not gonna tell him shoot threes, nigga. I'll be like, do a hook shot or something like this. Nigga, do something you're capable of." This nigga, Derek Lewis, did a whole ass like
Did you
this
see the
nigga try to
first
do
kick
a
he
high
threw?
kick.
You
He
see the
do
first
a
one he threw and almost broke his back.
bro. That man did a high kick and then threw a flying knee. I said, nigga, this is not what you supposed to do. Like, get clench or something. Like, do something that is within your means. But nah, like I said, I think eventually, like, he a fan favorite, and it's well deserved of him. Like, he has that personality. He's funny. He knocks niggas the fuck out. But he not that great of a fighter, if we being honest. I think all right, let me not say that. He not that great of an all around fighter. He's a good fighter. But I think with George Foreman, because I guess he works with George Foreman, and George Foreman said he wish he went to boxing, and I think it would have made more sense if we being quite honest. Because
Do you think he can make that transition?
uh, it might be too late because he like 35 or
That was
something
going to
like
be my
that.
other question because does it feel like it's too late for him to learn a new skill as well? Even so, if he decides to stay with the UFC route, is it too late for him to learn even some grappling technique?
No, I think he can. But even when you just watch him fight, he not the most calculated person. Like as far as everything else, like when he's throwing a punch, usually like he can kind of calculate that. But as far as like his ground game and stuff, like he can learn it. It's probably going to take a year or two, but I think he could get there. But I don't ever think he'll be champion, especially with this motherfucker that he fought yesterday. Like,
Yeah.
and
So
then you got
so
Ngannou too. So
that's what I'm saying. So Ngannou versus Gon happen soon. Who you got?
I'll probably say next year, probably beginning of next year, like February, January.
Who wins?
Man, I ain't going. I don't know because Gon looked really good,
Mhm.
but Gon almost looked like kind of what John Jones looked like a little bit at light heavy. Like he
Mhm.
was still quick. He can kind of do a little bit of everything really good. Like,
Mhm.
but then Ngannou made that big change and then came back and beat the shit out of Stipe Miocic. So I don't know. Like that, I'm gonna just say I don't know. Uh, I think it would make more sense for Ngannou. If I had to like put out a timeline, I think Ngannou would win that first fight.
Okay.
Then he would fight Jones.
Mhm.
Then whoever wins out of Jones and Ngannou, Gon would fight or Stipe would fight. I think it would be like that.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah,
KillJoy, you started playing a brand new, I guess what is it? Shooter. How you
brand
feel
new
about
old
it, man?
shooter.
Split a whole brand new old shooter. It seems like yeah, that
Brand new
is
old
true.
shooter, yeah. Nah, it is
Split gate.
refreshing. Yeah, Splitgate. It's very
Okay.
refreshing. They have done a lot to stabilize the game. Their servers are pretty good. Gun balance is good, but it's just fun. It really takes me back to like kind of old Halo days. That's what it seems like I'm playing because it's basically Halo meets Portal. I ain't good with the portals yet, but this was one of my first games I played on mouse and keyboard when I first switched over, and I've gotten so much better at aiming and tracking. And
Okay.
I got a little clips. I got one clip on my TikTok, and I got a couple more that I'm gonna post. But I'm having fun. I'm having a lot of fun. But I'm also seeing that pro Halo players are starting to play this game. I don't want to run into them.
Do you think it's well? Obviously, Halo's not coming till what, November, so we understand. The pro Halo players coming to this right now, just kind of have something rather than just
Yeah,
playing old Halo.
that they
But do you
hate.
think do you think it can siphon off maybe some Warzone or even some Apex people,
Mm,
especially being free to play on all platforms?
no,
You think
because Call
it's gonna have its own
it's gonna
niche and
have its
that'll be
own niche, and it's not gonna be
okay.
a big niche, but it's gonna have its own niche. They have a ranked mode, and it seems fun. I'm not high enough of a level, but they have the people who will play this game like regularly.
Mhm.
But to still COD players, it took them having a boatload of cheaters for the COD players to realize Apex was a better game. But soon those COD players are gonna go back because it's Call of Duty. They're gonna go back, but I don't see this game making it that big. But it's gonna be a good second option for people to play once they burn out on other games.
Okay. So a good little maybe a two, you burn down on Apex, you can play this for about 2-3 weeks, and then you'll go back and be like, okay, now I'm ready to get back into Apex
Yeah,
type of game. Okay. I
and
mean, you always need something extra.
this game will help with your tracking and shooting because it's you got to be on point with your shots. So
Gotcha.
I'm excited for that aspect of okay, play this for a while, then go back to Apex and see how better my shot then got, or how worse. Who knows? Life works
I
weird.
ain't mad at that. Now, you say a lot of people are leaving because of cheating off of Warzone and Activision is just not really doing anything with the cheaters. But do you think that's a cop out for what's really going on with Activision right now? And people are able to just kind of use that as a reason without having to say, because y'all was doing some fuck shit. That's why we're boycotting your game, but not boycotting your game.
I'm gonna say yes and no. Yes, because I'm sure there is some moral standpoint to some streamers like I don't want to play this game until this blows over. But I do think some people are just tired of going in and dying to cheaters. They don't care what game they play because their fans are gonna follow them. Like
Mm.
Nick Merch can play Tetris tomorrow. He's still gonna have 60,000 people watch him play Tetris, and the numbers for Tetris is gonna skyrocket.
Yeah.
So I think people just sadly they follow their favorite streamers to games, which is I mean cool. Apex is doing great in numbers, but these are the same people 2 weeks ago that was calling Apex trash.
Trash.
But now
Yep.
they're like, oh my god, this game is great because their favorite streamer said so. And it's like, well, you gotta
It's
have your own mindset, your own thought.
exactly what Nerd said last week with, I mean, he brought him up 10 the Tap Man, and we just see him opening Apex packs gave him higher numbers than the global view for Warzone.
Just
And
one
Warzone at the
person.
time had 116,000. He had a couple hundred more than that, but still to globally beat out. And all you do, he's not playing. He's literally just paying for pack. Probably bought as many packs as he could, and just open packs, and people were willing to just watch that.
Yeah,
So,
because
like you said, it's like, and it's not that we saying you can't have your favorite person you want to follow, but don't shit on a game and then now you're trying to say the game's the best thing since sliced bread when, like you said 2 weeks ago, oh, who wants to play that?
and
Yeah.
like I welcome the new players. Keep the game alive, because like I said before, if I was to get into a match with any of these big name streamers who playing right now, 1v1, I know I can shit on them because they don't know the game yet. They're still learning.
Yeah,
So bring the new players. Come on. Let me have a couple, 15 bombs. You know what I'm saying? Let me get a 4K badge. Help me.
right. That's true. That's true. Well, we come to our favorite part of this podcast where nobody has a question.
I do.
So we just, oh, my bad. Okay.
I do.
Killjoy got a question.
He didn't even ask.
I didn't.
He's
Because
like,
not, well, really, that's the funny part is that at least one of us always does have a question. The other two are
True.
just like,
all right, boom.
what's your question? And I'll figure it out from there.
Check your Twitter DM. I need you to pick a starting five, choosing one from each line.
Of course.
Back
Of
with the
course.
KillJoy
Oh, my
questions.
God.
Back with the KillJoy question. I'm not mad. I ain't mad. It's loading. All right, one from each line. So like diagonally or horizontal?
Up and down. So
Up and down.
horizontal. Yep.
Up and down?
No, horizontal.
like horizontal. Like,
Left to right. Left to right. I'm about to be like, nigga, that's a
Like,
starting five up and down by itself.
Right?
horizontal. My bad. But
Okay.
I give y'all. So obviously I'll post the picture. But for me, top row, I'm picking Steph Curry. We can have repeats. It don't matter.
I don't care. I'm not picking the same person.
Second row, I gotta go Tracy. You know what I'm saying? T-Mac all day. Third row is where it gets tricky with me. I'm gonna go Pippen. Go Pippen. Fourth row, I gotta go Dirk, cause Dirk. And then fifth row, if I wanna have fun, I'm gonna pick Shaq.
He said, if I want to have fun.
Cause bruh, Steph Curry pick and roll with Shaq. Boy.
That's okay. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Nerd, go ahead. Because I'm going to build my team to beat y'all team. That's how I'm going to build mine out.
I don't really even care. I was just AI, Kobe, KD, KG. Hakeem. I didn't really have to think about that. It is what it is. I don't care. It's whatever.
I'll go Kid. Harden. Grant, the better 33 out of those two.
True.
Giannis. And give me Mr. Fundamental Timmy Duncan.
So once again, nobody's gonna pick Jordan.
Nah.
Do we have something against Jordan? I just don't think Jordan.
No.
Like this is no disrespect. I'll catch flack for this. Jordan, great player. I don't understand why people think he's the greatest player ever.
Because he has 6 championships. He went to 6 finals, 6-0.
I don't care.
And that
I can
his claim to fame.
I can name 10 players better than Jordan.
Oh no, we all definitely could.
Name.
Ooh.
Oh, do you really want me to?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. So I'm going Kobe. I think Shaq's an overall better player. Tim Duncan's an overall better player. Bill Russell was an overall better player. Hakeem was an overall better player. What's that, 5? I would argue Charles Barkley, but he never won it. But I feel like
Jordan stopped him from winning, so I can't give you. I can't give you Barkley.
But I'll give
Barkley.
Isaiah Thomas. So that's
Facts.
6. What's that dude's name? Wilt Chamberlain.
Mr. 11. Oh, that's Bill. Mr. 11 is Bill.
I think I already said Bill, right?
Yeah, you said Bill.
Because if we want to talk numbers, Bill's the best player ever.
Robert Horry would be better than Jordan if we want to talk numbers.
So that's 7. I think when his career is over, KD will be a better player than Jordan in the long run.
You forgot one. You ain't say T-Mac yet.
I'm not gonna say T-Mac because he got hurt. So
in his career up until he got hurt, was he better?
Yeah.
Then that's what matters.
Up until T-Mac got hurt, T-Mac was the best player in the league, and it wasn't.
He can't help that he got hurt. Yeah.
Well, then Grant to me is the best player then, because up until he got hurt, he was the best player.
Penny too, like all of them. If they got hurt, if they got hurt,
it's just so many players out there. To me personally, that I think are.
I think it's because he had that mystique. He was a brand. That's really what it comes down to. He was a brand, and you can't deny the brand that he was. I mean, he was everywhere. McDonald's commercials, Gatorade, the shoes. It was literally the campaign was "I want to be like Mike,"
Yeah.
and
And
you couldn't turn away from hearing that song at some point on a Sunday afternoon with NBA on NBC, and you hear I want to be like Mike.
but
If I could be like Mike,
that's why I also believe, and I'm a Bron fan, but I'm not the biggest fan. But I think Bron overall has a better career than Mike. He's a bigger name brand worldwide. Like Bron is, he kind of took Mike's playbook and then mixed in some magic, but he also is the good person outside, building the schools, helping the communities. Like
what we see, because
from what we see.
again, we don't know what goes on. Because
well,
for the longest time, we thought Tiger was that, and then all his demons came out that closet. And by no means am I saying anybody's perfect, but when you present yourself a certain way, and then something else happens that deters us from what we've seen, that shifts the whole paradigm of how you think about somebody.
Yeah.
Now, Braun hasn't. I don't. I'm sure there's probably rumors and backdoor places of stuff that may have happened with him. But as far as his public eye viewing, family's great, kids great.
I'm gonna be real. I don't think Bron has anything in the closet.
I don't really think he does
cares
either.
too much about like him in
what
the,
he's
in
doing.
the public eye.
Yeah.
He cares way too much. Like he not like Melo, where Melo probably got kids overseas and shit. He is.
I mean, Dwayne Wade does have a whole nother child. Let's be real.
Didn't Dwayne Wade cheat on his wife with his old wife
Gabby.
with his new wife?
Something along those lines.
But I do. I think Bron overall cares too much about his persona in the public, and if he wanted to, Bron would be one of those like celebrities that will run for office in the future. That's his trajectory. That's how he's viewing himself.
I can see that, or kind of do like Oprah, maybe not necessarily run, but have his hands in certain things, he pretty much does now. Like I could see him definitely maybe on a local level in back in the Ohio area trying to do some things politically, but I don't know about national just because that's a lot.
That's a lot. I can definitely see him local.
But doing some local stuff politically, I can see that, and that's I think the difference between him and Michael. Michael was like, yes, here's all my brand stuff, but I'm not gonna tell you nothing else I got going on. LeBron's like, I'm at my kids' games. I'm flying back and forth to this. I'm out here cheering for him. You're gonna see me. You're showing up the rep, nigga. If that he's just any other dad that's going to see their kid play. Literally, that's what he's doing. Being any other dad, like KillJoy's being a dad right now, making sure ain't nobody dying. Get out that toilet. Get out that toilet.
I just heard a big drop to the ground, so I was confused. My bad. He's chasing a fire truck. So if you hear the fire truck in the background, that you hear him.
But I mean, he's showing you that he's an everyday guy. He's the guy, the celebrity that he is. And again, we probably ain't even seen a tenth of the stuff he does behind the scenes. So, yeah.
And I
don't think it's that we don't.
I still think Mike took a year off of basketball because he was suspended for gambling. But whatever.
Oh yeah, facts. I mean, there's definitely some heavy conspiracy theories that go with that, and that's if you want to believe it, you can. I think there's enough evidence there to show that there is definitely some debts that need to be paid. But hey, Mike is Mike with his jaundiced eyes and always with a bottle of tequila in his hand.
Always.
You all right there? Sound like you heard something in your background. Somebody playing with a fire truck over there? You muted.
So this alarm going off. I'm making sure it's not mine.
Oh. Voice cracking. But yeah.
So I don't know if y'all seen this. Hold on, I'm pulling it up because I sent it to myself. Y'all played Left 4 Dead back in the day?
You talking about that?
Or y'all remember it?
I do remember.
Nah, I never played.
Yeah, can I get it out? My nigga? Can I get it out? Just to spoil the whole thing. Thank you.
First
Thank
of
you.
all,
Thanks.
my bad. No, I've never played the Left 4 Dead games, nerd. I don't know what those are. Please explain.
Thanks, man. Okay, I will. Hey guys, there's this new game coming out called Back for Blood. I think that's what it's called. Anyways, with that game, they have a beta out right now. And in the beta, the zombies say the N word. Aren't y'all shocked? Me too. Not shocked. But
Do they
I was
really?
gonna play a little bit of it. Oh yes. So do you know Dodo Doya?
Yes.
Rhyme Styles homie? He posted a clip of it, and the developer said that basically what it is that it's two different voice lines playing on top of each other at the same time. But I'm like, multiple people said they heard it. So it's just like, how many times do you gotta have that same voice line over the other voice line by Coinky Dink? Like, so I'm gonna play it for y'all. KillJoy, I know KillJoy gonna put it. He gonna edit this bitch in, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna put it in here. Let me see if y'all can hear it.
Fuck, shut up. Hey, look at this big fuck. Shut up. Shut up, bitch.
Can't hear it. You can't hear
What
it.
did that
KillJoy
zombie
needs to
say?
edit that in, but I'll put the
What
link
did he
in
say?
in the thing. I got y'all right now, so y'all can go ahead and look at it. That's a nigga.
That's not a good thing.
That was a conservative zombie right there.
Hey, look at this big fuck. Shut up. Shut up, bitch.
Yeah. He said, yeah. Nigga.
What did
He
that
said it
zombie
like
say?
Stink Nigga.
What did he
He
say?
said it like Stink Nigga. Nigga. He said it like Stink Meaner about to fight Grandpa. And he was about to give him that
When
work.
I saw that, I was dying. Like, I mean, at this point, it's just funny. Like,
Yeah.
granted, it shouldn't be in the game, but it's still funny to hear. Like, I'm gonna need y'all to take that out, but still.
Did you see somebody's response to it though?
Mm-mm.
Somebody said it's the zombie saying never. But why would a zombie be saying never in the first place? Secondly, it didn't sound nothing like never.
Why would a zombie be saying never with a G?
That,
That's the biggest point, right?
now, them saying, "Oh, it's just taglines being over top of each other," that makes more sense than them saying. I mean, it wasn't the company that said it was. It was just somebody trying to give their 2 cents. Like, "Oh, people are being too woke about it." Nah, nigga, and never. Two very distinct words. I ain't never had no white person come up to me and be like, "You nevers.
They better hope
You
it
never
was
get
two
on my
voice
last
lines.
nerve."
They better hope it was two voice lines because their company paid big streamers to stream their game yesterday. All the big names were. I mean, Tim, Shroud, Nick. They were all playing this yesterday. I'm happy you said something because I was gonna bring that up. Like, oh, it's a new game coming out. So that's not a good look for them. If that wasn't an audio error where it was too mixing together too close, cause you got some racist zombies, bruh.
Which I
Yep.
mean, let's be real. Have you seen the Jordan Key and Peele skit?
Which
There's a
one?
Key and Peele skit with zombies, and it's racist zombies. And there's a part where they're walking down the street, and there's two white zombies in the car, and the windows down. They're zombies, and they lock the door when they walk by. So would
You
there
ain't
be
never safe.
racist zombies in a zombie apocalypse?
So I'm
Well,
gonna
hope
say
so.
I'm gonna say no because all the racist people still alive. The zombies will be us.
True, we getting shot. Yeah.
Yeah, because they probably got doomsday shelters and shit in the backwoods somewhere. So
You already
right.
know, man.
You're right. We just
Big
got to go
facts.
commandeer one of their uh, silo hangars type situations.
I'm just rob you for your bunker.
Yeah, that's what we got to do. Some people be putting money into them motherfuckers, like heavy money.
Money that we don't have.
Yeah, I ain't got it. I'm going to Waffle House first.
Listen,
That's where you got food.
listen.
It's a gas grill, so you don't need electricity. So you good. You can hold up there, put some boards across the windows.
And
You
Waffle
hold up
House
there for
is
a little
like
bit.
Waffle House is the standard for if there's something terrible going on, if it's a tornado warning or there's a murderer going, if Waffle House is open, you're safe. If they close, then you fucked.
Nigga,
Waffle
I
House don't
worked at
close for
Waffle
nothing.
House. I worked at Waffle House in the middle of a blizzard, and we were literally allowed to tell cops because they have times where they'll tell you don't be on the road. If you work for Waffle House, you literally can tell them I work for Waffle House, and they'll be like, "All right, get there safe."
Ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way.
Now I ain't gonna hold you. It was the easiest money you ever made because don't nobody come in there. So I just be in there drinking coffee and eating waffles for a 12-hour shift in the middle of a blizzard.
In the middle of a blue that you know ain't nobody coming for. You're like, nah.
Because really the only people that'll be out there is truckers.
True.
That's about it. And they only pull over because they have to. Because a lot of times they ain't even want to pull over. But yeah, if Waffle House don't close, hurricanes, blizzards, tornadoes. I don't even understand because there ain't nothing good about Waffle House for shelter for a tornado with all them windows.
Nope.
But they want you to still show up there. So he just be like, okay.
They're like, all right, you want a job? Then you're going to show up. But it's a tornado right across the street. If you want a job, then you will show up.
I want a job.
I've had managers be like, we'll come pick you up. Nigga, it's
Which
14 feet of snow outside.
That's actually kind of dope
I got a
of a
truck.
manager to say. Because, like, that's the leadership you need. But, bruh, don't come pick me up.
Not in the blizzard.
Walks it.
No. Now I ain't gonna hold you. I did catch a ride a few times, but still no. That's not what I want to hear.
For the
Right.
people who need it, like, if they did
Yeah.
that in a non-blizzard situation, like, all right, bruh, I'm late for work, I'm trying to catch a ride, oh, I'll come grab you. That's cool. That'd be dope for a manager to say. In
Okay, yeah, that, yes.
In a blizzard, nah, bro, don't come get me. You don't come.
Because either you gonna die trying to come get me, or we gonna die on our way to the store. And how am I about to get back? Because I'm not finna be here for 24 hours. I'll tell you that right now. You better figure out how to get me home. You better call Uber, a helicopter Uber or something. You can get on the roof of a Waffle House.
They got helicopter Ubers, I think.
Yeah,
They do.
like $400 a foot.
A f-
No, I don't know how much it is. Y'all look at me like I know what I'm talking about.
Listen,
As soon as you get into
this
it's
why
probably
I look at you
$600.
like that. Because a lot of times you'll say stuff and you'll think it's not right, but you right.
That's true. That's because even if I'm wrong, I could have been right. So I'm close enough to right that I am wrong. So that's how that goes.
Bro, it's only 200 to 225 a head.
But how far will they take you though?
Oh, man, that's just Manhattan and JFK. Never mind. That
Nigga,
down
you
the
can
street.
walk that. Yeah, you can walk that. That's
You went
walkable, ain't it? That's probably walkable. The only thing is you already be on the other side of TSA check-in. That's about the only thing that's good about it. You ain't got to go through check-in then.
So wait, there was a point in time when COVID hit real bad where to get an Uber X, it was $126.84 from Manhattan to JFK. A 4-minute drive. If you wanted to get a helicopter, it was only $101.
Oh, you might as well. Yeah, you got
the helicopter cheaper than both.
You got to.
You got, bro. I'm
In the
still telling
helicopter.
y'all at that
You don't
point.
have you don't have a point. You don't have a choice but to get a helicopter at that point. I don't care
yeah.
if you could walk there.
Bro, nah,
If
I'm
that
getting the helicopter.
is cheaper than the Uber
Right.
X,
Yeah.
Bruh.
I'm
I'm gonna be
stunting.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, bruh.
I'm Bow Wow stunting. Look at me, nigga, out here on this
Nah.
helicopter.
Chill. Bow Wow was still in. He wasn't coach though. I'm actually gonna be on the helicopter.
Oh, shit, that's true.
Poor
That's
Bow
true.
Wow.
All right, y'all. I got a question. It hurts to ask this. How's Apex, man? How's season 10?
Man, I ain't even played it, man. It was so trash, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't.
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Hey, bro, this shit fun as fuck. I'm
Bro,
sorry.
it really is, bro. Seer is dope. I don't know how to play him. I tried to play him a few times. I still stick with my Octane. But when I have people that play Seer that know that somewhat know what they're doing, because everybody's still getting used to him, it's a dope character to have. Shout out to the was it Rampage?
Yeah.
When you throw that thermite in that thing.
Woo. Cause like just the normal fire rate is dope because that shit hit. But when you throw the thermite in there, you wiping teams in a clip.
I don't like it without the thermite because it's low key slower than the hemlock, even
Yeah.
though it's an automatic gun.
Yeah.
But you throw that thermite in there and it's spitting like a Spitfire slash flatty.
I mean, I
It's
ain't
doing
gonna
some
hold
things.
you.
It's doing some things.
Today I was playing with the L Star, bruh. Cause now you can put the barrel stabilizer, the extended energy. The L Star is
And a
a
stop.
good game. That's a good ass gun right now. Like
Yeah.
I I run double energy a lot. Seer is very, very fun to play. Like I'm trying to learn his ability because he's gonna be a new main that I throw in my collection. Because just I mean he's OP and they will nerf him,
Quickly.
but he's fun as fuck. Like his Q is too powerful.
Yeah. That heartbeat sensor, just that heartbeat
Heartbeat
sensor
sensor alone,
alone.
bruh. The first
Because
time
like
I forgot about it.
Bloodhound has the footsteps, but when you can aim down sight and still and kind of get an angle of where people may be at, you know how to maneuver around it.
Like they, the new
You
points, like
know.
the new sections of the map they added are really good. They took out some good spots, but I mean,
Then yeah, the stuff that's new is dope. I really haven't done the riding on the trolleys between the points
I have,
between each stop. So, but I like landing in that area.
yeah,
I just
cause
haven't
it's
necessarily
good loot over
jumped on
there.
those. Yeah.
But they, I give them a job well done so far with this season. I hate that they gotta nerf the Prowler. It's too good for a four load gun, even though you don't have select fire.
I'm not
That,
a burst fire person, but
whew,
I'll pick up a prowler and use it.
like
That thing, if you hitting that thing hitting, that thing is thanging. It be thanging out here in them
that
streets.
ain't thinking. So to
That's
answer your question,
yeah,
the new season is very fun.
yeah.
Very fun.
You know they're supposed to be putting all three maps in rotation too when
Hmm.
it starts back. So I'm excited to see that. Because having two maps is cool, but then they go to that limited. They'll give you a limited time run with one map, and it's like, okay, I want to go
Okay,
back to
now
the other maps.
give me
Give me the
something
other maps
new.
again. Yeah. So I'm excited to get. I'm low key excited to get Olympus back because especially with Seer and having a new character in there. Ranked arenas seems like a good idea. Haven't really ran arena. I'm not a huge arena
I
person,
don't think
but
I've played it. I played with y'all, and that was it.
I think it's one of those things that if you have a good team and you can get into ranked arenas, it's going to be some interesting things that can happen tournament wise for that, and just seeing different people team up for ranked arenas is going to be interesting. I wonder if that's going to get more run than just regular ranked, because for arenas you definitely want to go in with a team.
Yeah, like you can try to solo it, but you're gonna get frustrated. That's why I
Yeah,
haven't really played it because I don't
right.
really have a crew to play it with. So I think this season is doing Apex a lot of good competitive wise for future, like
Yeah,
competition.
yep, I agree. So your limited time on it, nerd. What did you think about it on them Joy Cons?
But you were winning though.
Guys, nah, that nigga always gotta add in and do with the Joy-Cons. You playing on the Switch, you could be on the Switch. Could be on the Switch with you. You up and all, we be on the Switch, we can do Switch lobby.
Just because I told you to go to the Guggenheim cafe to go play,
You the
because you can do that with your Switch because you're able to obviously play it like a handheld. Why are you upset with me? You can always get a Stadia. Isn't it on Stadia?
I thought
Don't
they
disrespect me
discontinued
like
that.
that.
Stadia discontinued?
I thought so. No.
They still got that around. It's supposed to be lot better than what it was before. Will I ever
I'm
buy
gonna kill
one?
this
No.
kid. Just throwing it out there. Mine.
At, at least it's not a cop car.
You know, we don't really show him cop cars. And if we do, we say bad. Cause you gotta know they not here for you, kid. I know you young, but they still
Facts.
shoot you.
That's facts though. They'll tell him. They'll say he hulked out and he was super strong at 2 years old and
That's
he was gonna
like,
kill us.
so what do you
He
mean?
was running down the street and he was about to punch all of us in the face. But yeah, season 10,
But
Apex did their thing for season 10. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I haven't played as much as I want to play because obviously, when you want to do other things in life, sometimes you gotta make sacrifices, and work is one of those things. And
Yeah.
transitioning in life. Sometimes when you transition in life, man, it sucks, but you gotta prioritize things. And that's
that part.
adulting sucks sometimes.
Actually, can I use this?
Go ahead.
This is not going to be my question, but it can be a question. So y'all saw the post, but I'm not gonna say I've been going through it, but it's just like one thing will happen, then the next thing will happen, then the next thing will happen, and it all gets to the point where it's like I need to start over. So do y'all have y'all had to go through a transition? Because like you just turned 30. Me and Walk been in our 30s I've been in my 30s for a little bit. Walk been in a little bit longer. So like, have y'all like had that time where you was like, all right, even though like I still have some stuff that's kind of connected to me, I need to start over, like, or I need to, transition to something else, or you know what I mean? Like, have y'all gotten to that ever?
So for me, that would be my move to Buffalo from Atlanta because I felt like I was, is the word stagnant? Like I wasn't going anywhere. I had experienced all of what I could get from there, and I needed something new. Was it dumb to come to snow? Yeah, but
Sorry, y'all. You gotta be a black daddy real quick. Get out that toilet. Get out that toilet.
I don't have to worry about that no more. They gone. But,
Now you gotta worry about the stove too.
yeah,
Lighter as well,
like the whole house,
or a knife.
house fire. But for me, my thing now is kind of like what I'm going through now, the transition from renting to owning a home, and it's a fresh start there for me. It's like, okay, I got my family, I got my house. Hopefully, I get a new job because I like what I do. I just don't like who I work with. So, and for me, you can love a job and hate your coworkers. I.e., me at Microsoft, loved what I did. They were racist. I had to leave. Sometimes you need that support from your coworkers. If and it's not there, you find something new. So, once I get into the new house, new job, it's going to kind of be a new chapter in my life that's necessary because I'm in that weird place where I'll have days where I sit and I'm like, something's wrong with me. I just don't know what. And there may not be anything. I'm just in a weird place. And
About that.
like, although I know I have friends here, I can depend on you guys. I got a couple other friends. I just sometimes feel like I'm alone. And it's like, well, how do I fix that?
Facts.
So that's why I really enjoy this. I enjoy playing video games job because y'all give me the opportunity to realize, like, okay, you're not in this alone. Because we can all go through something and not know that the other person going through something real similar. So it's just
Well, I think for that part, I think it's a little different with me and you, and or actually like the links between you and the both of us, because like it's easier for me to hit up Walk at any time of the day whatever time, like I can just hit up Walker and be like, "Hey, bro, guess what this bitch did?" Or guess what happened? Like, I could easily do that for him, but for you, you got like, you got shit going on. So I
Yeah.
think that might be a little bit on your part why it might seem that way. Because I mean, I do feel like I be that lonely like vibe too, but like I'm literally always by myself, always. So it's like I don't know. I'll get to that after. But yeah, I think for you, I think it's that fact that we can't as easily reach out. Like we could, but it might be an hour, because you got shit going on. You might be driving. You might have Aiden. You might be with the wife. You might be with her family. You might be at the new house. Like you might be door dashing. We don't know, bro. So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I used to be that person you can call at any time and all time. I'll pick up no matter what. Now it's like, it's not that I'm not necessarily like, if someone texts me, I'll read your message. I'm not ignoring you. It's just I'm busy doing something and I'll forget down the line because life is real busy.
Life is life.
Life is life, and like,
And I think part of it is as we get older, it's about who you give your energy to and what you give your energy to. Because sometimes it's like KillJoy said, somebody hits him up. It may not necessarily be that he's ignoring you, but like you said, maybe right now at this time I can't really. There's nothing I can do for you. I can let you vent to me. I can let you come talk to me, but I got my family first and my son, wife, and I gotta make sure they good. And then it's like, okay,
and
let
I
me
try
make sure.
not to be that person when someone comes to vent to me. Most of the time, if someone venting to me, I got something I don't need to get off my chest too. I got a vent that I'm holding in, but I don't want to rain on your parade. So if you hit me up and you like want to vent, I'm not ignoring you, but I'll wait till I get through what I gotta get through, so I can give you time to get yours out, and we, what I'm saying, kind of have your moment. Because I don't want to hold up nobody.
I think it's odd because I think we're all similar in that kind of way because we all obviously we're always going through something. Everybody's going through something in life, whether it be a super up high or even if it's a low or if it's something that's like really dope. But when you have people that you care about and they're going through something, like you said, you don't, and it ain't even that, they're not going to be mad if you're like, man, well, guess what I'm going through too. But it's like, nah, let them get it out. And if they say, so what do you think about this? Then it's like, okay, I can give you perspective from this side of it. Maybe I'm seeing, because like your perspective compared to me and Nerd's perspective is totally different. Because you're coming from a place of, I got a kid and a wife. Me and Nerd are coming from, we just trying to find somebody that ain't going to just ghost us. Like, can we get somebody just going, if I say hi, they'll say hi back and it ain't going to be 14 hours later. Can I just get that? That's all I'm trying to get. I ain't even trying to put a ring on no finger. I'm just trying to get a hello back.
All I wanted a hello.
But you know what I mean? But for you can be like, hey man, sometimes people get busy. And like you understand that more so than we do because we're just like, nigga, I ain't doing shit. You hit me back. I hit you up, hit me back. And you like, but bro, they got life going on. And you can give us that different type of perspective from being in a marriage and in a family vibe situation that me and Nerd don't have right now. Because we just don't have that point of view. So I think that's part of it too. And then, like I said, man, just energy, man. You can't let people suck the energy out of you every time they come around and maybe something like, oh, I'm going through this. And you just like, well, nigga, I'm going through shit too. God damn, can I get my stuff off sometimes? And so you learn to sit back and you learn, and I know for me being an only child, you learn to kind of go in your own shell and just hold it in. And you're just like,
by myself.
Okay, I see you with the petty.
Payback. I had to pay back. You did that before.
But no, it's just a real feeling like because in my living situation that I'm in now, I got people that I live with, but there's definitely times where like KillJoy said, you just feel lonely, you just feel like you by yourself. And literally I could go out there and talk to people, but I've just been so in the mindset of, okay, you gotta figure this out yourself. That's all I've ever known. And that that comes with prayerfully one day I can really get into actual therapy. Shout out to people that are able to do that. If you're able to get into therapy, please do, because I know that's something that would be super beneficial for me.
Therapy is the best thing ever. growing up, it was like you don't want to get therapy because you're viewed as crazy. I've
Yep.
gotten couples therapy and just me alone therapy within the past year, and it's helped my mental so much. And it'd be like my therapist would be people who totally different. It's like, oh, they're not gonna understand what I'm going through, but
But that's what they went to
that's
school
what they
for.
went
That's
to
what they
school
have to
for. Like,
study for.
they're
Yeah.
there for a reason. Like, if you can get therapy, please get therapy. It's worth it.
Fact. Fact. But I mean, for like I said, just like right now, at this point in my moment in my life, the transition is okay. What do you want to do with the rest of your life? Because obviously, you can't just keep me doing the same thing, sitting in a room with four walls talking to you, and you just looking back at the walls like, oh, okay, now I hear you. Yep. Oh, you closing it a little bit. Okay, getting a little claustrophobic. What got time to get up out of here? So it's. I think we're always transitioning. It's just some transitions are bigger than others, and as you get older, and we're on the other side of. And it's not that we still, you can't still do amazing things at this age. I'm not saying that, but at the same time, you're looking at your perspectives and your prospects of what you can do in life and what you want to do in life and what you want to do for the long haul. It's no more. It can't be short term goals anymore. And if it's long term goals, it needs to have serious steps in it. It can't be, oh, I want to do this, but what are the steps to get there? Well, I don't know. Nigga, you have Google in your hand. You have resources. Reach out to your resource. And it's learning to ask for help too. Cause I know that's for me, that's a big thing. Like, I don't ask nobody for nothing. If I can help, I'll suffer
Bro.
in silence and be like, nah, I'm
Okay.
good. I'm good over here
But
breaking down. I'm good though. Nah,
and
we
that's what really,
cool.
I think that's what really fucks me and you. Cause like I could be down to $15 in my account, and I don't get paid till next Friday, and I'm just sitting here like, man, I ain't gonna do nothing. Like, people ask me, hey, you want to go out? Nah, I'm chilling. Like, hey, man, man, you need money? I got you. Blah 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 blah. Nah, like, I still won't accept it. Like, and that's this just a general. This ain't for real, but like,
Right.
I would rather like do something. I would rather DoorDash for fucking 5 hours. I would rather sell some shoes. Like, I would do something to get that money myself before I have somebody help me, because I don't want that whole. First off, I don't want that interaction of, hey, bro, like, I really need this. Like, or I don't want that hanging over my head that I owe you money or
Owe you
whatever. So
anything.
I'm
Just owing somebody something.
exactly. So I think that's for me and you. That's one of the big things. Because like, if it does get to something like that, or if it just like something where I don't want to be around people, then it's like you dealing with all this by yourself, and you just thinking and overthinking constantly every freaking day. Like, that's why quarantine was so bad. It's just like all day. It was like if I wasn't in there with KillJoy in the chat, I was just sitting there. I wasn't working out. I wasn't going outside. Like, I was just sitting there. I ordered some food. I cooked some food. And it was a cycle. And it went so fast because my life was so damn mediocre at the time. So that's why I'm not really ready for another quarantine. But I mean, if it happened, it happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, my bad. I cut you off. But
Nah.
yeah.
That's. I mean, you just spoke facts though. I mean, that's hard for everybody. I'm not saying it's just because the us growing up as only children asking for help at any point, even just in school in a classroom when the teacher's like, any questions, you may have 1,000,001 questions, but everybody gonna sit there and act like, nah, I got it, and then test time come and you failing, but the teacher literally just asked you the day before, if you got any questions, ask them. But we're so attuned to just being like, nah, I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. And that's not to say, people, get out the mud, grinding on the come up, but resources are resources for a reason. You can't dismiss your resources. And I think that's the biggest thing for me going into my next transition. Cause like KillJoy said, man, I enjoy the job that I have, but the people in management, bro, if I could wholesale get rid of all of them. And then my biggest pet peeve is don't talk to me like I'm stupid. Don't look me in the face and make it seem like you're talking about one thing, and I know you're talking about something totally different that ain't got nothing to do with me. But you trying to make it seem like that's what it is, and it's like, no, don't. Now you talking to me like I'm stupid, and I know I'm smarter than you. I know I am. Like I
Fuck
don't.
your shit.
There's no set. I know I do your job better than you're doing it. I don't want to do your job because I see the BS that you have to go through yourself. But I'm not going to run through that same BS because I'm going to be the type to say, no, 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 let's pull this to the side and get this worked out now because we're not going to run through these same hurdles that you put this other person through. But so transition, like I said, I think everybody's always transitioning to their next thing. It's just how big is that transition? Like Killjoys that's a big one, man. Home ownership, that's a whole nother, bruh. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't even see that in the next 5 years for me. Home ownership, unless I hit the lotto or this Shibu coin come through proper like,
Yeah, I'm still sitting on mine too. Like, all right, it's
bruh,
got to boom one
bruh.
day.
Yeah, it keeps going. It ain't gonna hold you. It keep going up. I be looking at the little articles and they like, man, it's on. I'm like, okay, I try not to look at it because when you look at it, it's like, what? Can y'all do
For
something?
real.
I just need you to break through a penny. Give me to a
Fucking this
penny,
shit.
man. Just give me to a penny. You give me to a
But
penny, I'm set.
even with me, home ownership is something I never thought I'd see. Because I always thought that was kind of like out of reach for someone like me. And like the sense of job and shit like that. It's like I don't make enough at my job to own a home. Then I like start talking to people, doing research, and it's like, wait, this is made for you. So, I mean, we started pushing it, now we here.
Man. Mhm.
Love that.
But that's the other part of it is that you realize you have to you you, you may look at it like, okay, I ain't never gonna reach this point. But when you start putting in the work to get to that point, it's like, oh, if I would have did this, it sometimes makes you mad because you be like, if I would have did this sooner, I could have been here sooner. But that's the growing process. That's the transition
Yeah.
process. Is that you were like in your mind, you were so prevalent in it not being something you could do, and then you started working towards it and taking that big goal and breaking it down into small steps. And now it's like, well, shit, I passed these first 6 steps like that. Now you get to that seventh. That seventh one may be a little longer, but at least you know you got through the first 6, and you were like, okay, now I'm transitioning into what I want it to be. But them first few steps, man, just starting those steps sometimes can be the hardest part because it's like, all right, I can see the end goal, and I can see some of the steps that get there, but them first 3, I don't see them. And sometimes you just
It
gotta
seems
step. You just gotta
impossible.
make the step. My bad. Go ahead.
No, it seems impossible. Like when it's just a gap in what you like. Shit, honestly, everything you saying right now is like how I'm feeling. Like, if I'm gonna be honest, like my whole like brain right now, my whole mental is just jumbled because today my 15th fucking year in the Air Force. Today, bro. I have 5 years and I can retire at 37 years old.
First of all, shout out to you for 15. That's an accomplishment, brother. Like I know you're looking at it like, damn, 15. God damn, where the time go? But nigga, there's people that ain't been in a job for 15 years with a steady job for 15. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now I've been employed over 15 years, but I ain't been the same job for 15 years.
I have
So that's
not been
Yeah.
that's
employed
that's
for
So
15
commendable, man.
years.
Because I know there's been times where you was about to be like, man, f all of this. Because that's just
yeah,
life.
three,
That's
3 years
life.
ago when I got tired of hoe. So, anyways, yeah, like I got to this point now because it's kind of like reality is hitting me. It's like
Mm-hmm.
you need to get your shit together, and it's almost like I've been worried about so much other stuff. Like I'm gonna be real as hell because I know we be having little jokes and stuff, and people probably wonder what the fuck they talking about, right? But um, like just real talk, like bro, I had women that I was talking to. Ain't talking to a single one of them now. Like, and it wasn't no whole like I was fucking playing all these bitches. Man. Like, nah, it was playing. You know, like trying to play the field. See, any of them work. Obviously, none of them did. But I can't put that past them for me leaving for 6 months. But that's one thing I wish that would change is that people would switch up like if you don't want to talk to somebody, just tell them, bro. Like, just be honest, just be real, be open. Like, I think it's a point after, like, if I talk to you for a couple days and we just don't click, like, okay, maybe that's ghosting territory. Like you don't really gotta say bye, right? But if we talking for months, like
We hanging out, we going places, we doing things,
going places,
we
bro.
having
Like
certain type of
I,
conversations.
I feel like it would be respect. Like you deserve that respect from that person to be like, I, you know what, this is what it is. Like honestly, and like I mean, I'm kind of being a hypocrite right now because I just told y'all I just blocked somebody, but I think it was a totally different thing because that person never responded. So it's just like I'm tired of talking to a wall, and it's just like you get to this age, it's like I'm not here for no games no more. Like, and if nobody going to be able to like fulfill what I'm trying to get, then I'm not going to put my whole self into them. You can still be around, you can do whatever, but I'm not going to bullshit you. I'm not going to give you no relationship. Like it's just a waste of time for both of us, you know? So that's part of it. Then the other part is like I'm horrible with money. Like I mean, I know people who are worse. But like for me, I'm not up to where I want to be with my money. So now it's just like okay, I had to find a different way to start getting my money right. So I said, well, this deployment to Germany coming up. Let me take that. Luckily, with the deployment to Germany came extra money. Like we get paid $100 and some a day because they don't have a dining facility. So it's just like I can use this extra money to help me get out of debt. It's not gonna be no bullshit. I'm not about to be buying no fucking Camaro like no bitch nigga. Like I'm about to fucking
Like you show you how to
go.
basic.
Yeah, now don't quote me because I might buy a car back when I get back. But I already got a car. Like I already got a practical car. You know, that's good. And I'm talking about giving the other car to my mom's or either trading it in. So it's like a lot of people don't realize that we have to go through this shit. Like so many of my friends in the Air Force, why don't you just have your dad or your mom do it? Like, nigga, I have to help my mother. What do you mean? Like,
Dad?
and who is
What's
my
that?
dad? Who is my father? You tell me. Like, no. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. It's kind of like a reset because it's just like I had to tell myself I gotta leave that shit that's back there, back there. If you're not gonna rock with me, well, I'm over here for 6 months, which is not that long of a time. Like, yes, it's a long time, but it's not 5 years where I come back and we totally two different people.
Right.
Like, I had to just say, all right, if that's how it's gonna be, that's how it's gonna be. If we reconnect in the future as friends, then we do. But as far as me reaching out to you, that's dead. You blocked me. You stopped talking to me. That's dead. So I just been trying to get like, oh, also I've had another setback. I don't know if I told y'all. The military been overpaying me for 3 years. Now I gotta pay them back $8,000. So it's like now when you try to get yourself on track, it's always some fucking setback because that's $8,000 that I could have been $8,000, you know,
Yeah.
more richer if you want to put it that way. So now I got to put that towards that. Granted, it's like $200 or something dollars a month, so it's not going to really like hurt, but it's still going to hurt over time. Like that's still $8K that I could have had
It's kind of like that
because of their
saying
mistake.
that people have, like, oh, man, I finally got paid. I got my money together, man. I got some little extra I can save. Car problems. So it's
Every
like
time.
whenever you get to a spot where you think, okay, this is my moment to shine. Let me do this. I got it planned out. Life is like, actually, no.
Facts.
And it's fucked
And that's
up.
kind of how I feel because it's like I was so happy when I got this. And then a few weeks later, dude came and told me, like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, we just noticed. So what if this would have happened for 7 years, bro? That's only 3. That's what, 16,000? That's like $25,000 I'd have had to pay back.
That's a car, my nigga.
8,000 a
That's a lot of
car.
stuff. Yeah.
That's the bruh. Like, so at this moment, like I'm really just like, all right, I've been wanting to reset. Like I've been wanting to reset with how I dress, like how I go about my days, like how I eat, everything. Like literally everything that I do in my life, I've been wanting to reset. Yeah, I love playing video games and whatnot, but I'm like, I need to kind of pull back from that. Streaming was one thing. I'm like, this you can see when you're going somewhere. Like, and I was like, this not it. I'm not gonna be happy doing this. Even if I had 100 viewers, I wasn't gonna be happy. So I stopped doing it. And so I'm glad that I started doing things like that. Like if it's not working, stop it. But I definitely need some type of reset, and that's what I'm going through right now. Like I need to like figure out like what's gonna make me happy. How do I get there? How do I get to where KillJoy at, to where I buy a house? Because if I got 5 more years left, time ticking. I need to get that house now. So by the time I do get out, I'm done paying that shit off. Like by that time, if I do get to another station and I do stay in past 20 years, I can use that house for rent. Like I could do so many things that can give me more income, and I'm not doing them. So exactly. So that's just where I'm at. That's why I thought the question would be a good question, because I mean it's life. It's just annoying, and I think Walt could definitely relate to this. But seeing people kind of living the life that you be wanting to live, and it's like I don't want to. I don't want to keep doing the same shit, and now I'm 45 years old, and I'm like, damn, I'm not even at that same spot. Like,
Bro.
At least right now, I'm like visually like somewhat appealing to women, so I can still, get a woman. But like at that point in time, I don't know, bro. Like I could be a totally different looking person. I can get cancer again. I could lose all my hair for real, for real. Like you never fucking know, bro. So it's just like seeing these people buy houses and getting married and having kids, and I don't really want that one. But like all the other stuff, like that shit kind of suck, because it's just like time winding down, and time is going quicker than ever now. So,
and that's the other part though, is that we've been so ingrained by society that if you don't have certain things by a certain age, then you're not doing it right. And we got to take that mentality part out of it too. And I know that's easier. Everything's easier said than done. But to me, the fact that you even acknowledge, okay, there's some things I need to change, and what's my part in this? Because yes, you can look at everything and all that stuff and be like, dang, they got that, I should be having that and that. But what have you done to do what you need to do to get there too? And that's that look in the mirror, bro. That's what I've been going through. I'd say, it comes and goes, but like for me, probably the last 2 weeks, like after losing my uncle and realizing none of my family's getting younger, and it's like, do I want to be wanting to have to be like, okay, so now I gotta go this thing, I gotta go this thing. Did I make it to this? Am I gonna be able to do that? Because am I in a position to be able to do anything to help somebody if they're in need? And it's like, well, what are you doing to get to those points? Because you can say I want to do that till you blue in the face, but then you look in that mirror and you like, well, bro, you're the one sitting around not doing nothing. You're the one not putting that money aside and starting to save up and doing what you need to do and getting your stuff back together. And sometimes we let ourselves fall so far that it looks like you look at it and you like, bro, I don't know how I'm about to get out of here. So then you sit back and be like, man, fuck it. But it's that like we just said with those steps, you see it get to that next step, and it's like, I just need to get to this part, and then I'll be good once I get to this part. But seeing the steps in between there, you like, now if I step and just fall, that's a long fall. But the step is there, but you got to take it.
And I've learned to, like, you look at the people and you're like, dang, like, how do I get like that? But you also have to realize those people don't all have it together either. Like, so for me, we're buying a house. I'm talking to my dad, and we're like, all right, we bundling home insurance and shit. And I talked to my dad about life insurance. I have 2 life insurance policies now. My dad, who turns 50 next year, called me. He was like, you're thinking about life insurance? I don't even have that. And I'm like, to me, that was the person who had it all together. It's like, if I needed any life advice, I would go to him. I sat on the phone for 40 minutes giving my dad advice on life insurance. And it's like the little small things like that. Like, okay, well, even the people who I think have it all together, I want my life to be like that, they don't have it all together. They don't have everything figured out. So I like how Walk says you have to look into the mirror and understand, okay, what steps do I need to do? But you have to look at the positive things you do have going on in your life and use that as like support to do other things. It's like, all right, I got this going. How can I take this to benefit that? So you gotta think full term. Like, yeah, it's a lot of negatives in life, but you gotta look at the little bit of positive. Take that little ray of light and shine it on something else.
Like for
Facts.
you, to me, when I look at you, nerd, I'm like you said, you're on 15 years. How many people you came in with that didn't even do 8, didn't do 4? You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but
And
see,
you went through.
that's a whole. Well, I have my own devils with that because, like, look at me, I'm fucking. I know a lot of people gonna say, like, yeah, but you know, it's okay if you didn't make that rank, blah 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 blah, bro. I've watched people I had supervised past me in rank, all because for that middle area, like year like 7 to like 11, I didn't give a fuck because I was living that life that I've like when I was in Guam and Turkey, I didn't give a fuck. Like, I'm living on a beach. Why? Fuck that rank. Like, but it's just like now I'm looking like, damn, all these people really passed me. But then I had to kind of do what you said. So I have actually 2 examples about that. One is like super fucked up, but the first one is like I had to tell myself like, yes, I didn't make that rank, but it's people who are 3 ranks above me that didn't do near as much stuff as I did for on base at all. They didn't do anything for racial issues like I tried to do on base. They didn't do anything for just events for the kids, none of that. I ran however many kids events and bought them movies and like that was stuff out of my pocket. And I just told you I'm not good with money. I probably had like $80 and I bought them Raya and the Last Dragon for $25. Because I'm like, this is more for y'all. I would much rather y'all have this than me. So that was one thing. And then the other thing was with drinking during quarantine. I didn't have nothing else to do. It was like, and it seems like, yeah, you really do. But it's like when you get into that damn cycle.
It's a cycle.
When you get into that cycle over and over, like it would be me and KillJoy. We'd be on Apex. We play Apex all day. He get off because his kids was bad as fuck. Then after that, like I'll keep playing some more. Then it's next thing I know, it's 11 o'clock at night. Y'all both sleep. I'm over here like, okay, man, I'm bored. Let me go get something to drink. Then I go get it. And then one time I woke up with a hangover so fucking bad, and I think Walk remembers it. I woke up with a hangover so bad that I threw up in the morning. And when I got in the bathroom, like I looked at myself in my phone. Like I had opened Snapchat up and it was like on me, and I was like, Snap, took that picture, saved it, and I was like, you're gonna look at this shit every time you do some stupid shit like this. Every fucking time you decide to do something that dumb, look at this picture and realize, because I looked fucking like my hair was horrible. Like I'm like super like careful about my hair now because obviously I'm losing it because I'm getting older. Then of course the chemo and shit, and it's just like, bro, I've been using all types of oils, and like now I just have a routine. Like same with my face. Like I have a skincare routine too. So it's just like now, like, bro, I barely had hair like at the top of my head at that point in time because I was drinking. I wasn't doing anything at all. So it's just like that look in the mirror is really like a punch in the face. Like you are that fucking dumb. And I'm just being honest because that's how I look at it. I'm not going to be no nice. This is what you look like, remember? Nah, you dumb motherfucker. This is what you look like that day. Stupid ass. Don't do that.
That's that real look in the mirror. That's the conversation you have to have, because it's easy to look in the mirror and be like, "Oh man, you trying? You know, you doing the best you can. It's all right if you did you okay. You messed up here. Sometimes you have to get that real and just be like, no, you fucking up.
Mm-hmm.
You are fucking up. Like, yes, stuff may be taken care of to an extent. Is your phone paid? Is my bills paid? Is this? But what are you doing outside of the basic necessities to live? Are you doing anything else? Or are you just, like you said, you got into a cycle of drinking? Me, I'm a smoker. Not that I'm gonna say you can't smoke and still strive, but during quarantine, there's nothing else to do. Smoke, get high, eat. That's all I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna blow up like a house. I'm a big dude. We can see that. But if that's all I'm doing, I can't be like, man, I wish I was smaller, man. What am I doing to do that? And I can't look in the mirror and be like, well, you're going to work, your stuff is paid, you're doing what you're supposed to do. Nigga, no. What else?
Gotta
What are
be
you
real, bro.
doing? That's the hardest part of anything. That's the real first step. Because if you're not willing to honest conversation with yourself, anybody else come and tell you, you're gonna be like, oh, they just tripping. You feel what I'm saying? You can't go to somebody and be like, man, so what do you think I should do? And you tell them, and then you be like, you listening, and you like, yeah, but you ain't gonna heed it because you haven't even had that conversation with yourself. Because you're too busy.
I think
sometimes you're scared to have that conversation because then it's like, okay, now I gotta really be real with myself. Where am I going in life? What is my next 5 years like? I'm not saying you have to have a perfect 5-year plan. Shout out to Chance, but you have to have a 5-year. Like you have to have something that you're striving towards. You can't. That cycle is killer. Because you get in that cycle, boy. It's easy to just sit in that cruise control. Put it on 70. You just down, listening to the music. You cooling. But you're not taking no exits to nothing. You're not going toward. What are you driving toward? You're just driving. Now you're just wasting gas. What's the destination?
It's like, what do you do to better yourself? And I will give myself that credit. One thing I took 3 classes. I failed 2 of them. I ain't gonna lie, but I passed the one, and I said I'm fucking proud of myself because I hate school with a passion. Everybody knows it. I am not a school person. I fucking hate it. So for me to actually do that and know that, okay, I know I can do this, like that felt fucking great. But along with what you were saying before, with people being real with you, 2 people or one person that's always real with me is KillJoy. Like, we don't get to talk as much, but he'd be like, nah, that don't make sense, or that's dumb, like you should do this, and I had to do the same thing a couple of times, and it's not we mad at each other, we just be honest, like, nah, I don't, like that's not it. So,
and that's the other part of in your transition. Who do you have around you? Do you have people that are feeding you and making you want to do better for yourself, or do you have people that are feeding into the things that are being detrimental to you?
I think that's where a lot of people feel at in life. They're surrounded, so they're like, oh, I got a lot of people around me. Yeah, but everyone around you ain't keeping it real with you. No one's telling you the truth. So you're going to keep living that life you're living, not realizing, okay, I need to switch some things up. It's kind of like when you have a rapper friend and they put their music out and they're like, oh, I rap, and y'all all like, oh, that's fire, but deep down everybody know it. Hey, yo, that's trash, but ain't nobody telling that person it's trash, so they keep putting trash out.
Is that what you're trying to do right now, KillJoy? You trying to low-key tell me on the podcast that my shit really trash? You ain't got to use it as intro music. I ain't saying you had to do all that.
God, I'm talking about my little cousin.
I had to lighten up the mood a little bit.
I'm talking about my little cousin. I ain't gonna put your name out there, but my little cousin used to send me music, and I would tell him all the time, like, yo, this ain't it. And he called me a hater, and he stopped sending me music, and he never switched nothing. And everyone's in his comments like, oh, that's fire, that's fire. And I'm like, no, it's not. He's gonna keep being a Facebook rapper with his friends from his hometown because y'all not telling him the truth. He's not switching it up. He's not changing anything. In life, you gotta change. You kind of like what Kanye say, like, people drop albums and the albums on their 5th, 6th album sound exactly like the songs on their first album. You have to grow in music, and like we see the growth Kanye had in it. None of his albums sound the same. None of them. Because he grew as a person. He kind of got a little crazy, but life, you have to grow as a person. You can't be the same you from 12 years ago because you're accomplishing nothing at that point.
That's just like for KillJoy. He was him going from not having Aiden to having Aiden. That's 2 different people. Yeah. 2 completely different people. You dating Toya to being married to Toya is 2 different people. You know what I mean? Us first meeting what 2 years ago to us now is it's 2 different people. Is total 2 different people because of life. Like growth is a part of life, and again, it's that people like change is weird. Change can
Very.
get very, very weird. And it can be scary and it can be difficult and it can be feel like again, all of us have had the moments where we just feel like ain't nobody they ain't gonna understand it. You just don't understand. And they may understand, but you're just like, but again, sometimes you're so built into that box of I'll just keep it to myself, man. I'll push through. I know I'll be having breakdowns sometimes, man. But like things like this, being able to play the video game, being able to just get on here and talk with y'all, just podcast talk.
Bro,
Like it ain't even necessarily.
I'll even jump in the Twitter chat and I'll be like, yo, I'm about to vent real quick. Throw my 1-2 paragraphs in and then let that be that. It don't have to be a response or nothing. It's just like, all right, I know I have 2 people who I can count on. They may not even read it, but they'll let me get it off my chest.
And it's that thing where you can have people that, not that we're not gonna just let you do anything. We ain't gonna let you just be out there be doing dumb stuff, but we're not gonna judge you. It's gonna come from a good place when we're like when you and Nerd have those conversations. Y'all know it's coming from a place of, bro, I love you. Like I got your back, but I'm not gonna sit here and let you be stupid either. So don't. So you and sometimes that be the ones that are hardest when somebody telling you the real and you just like, man, I don't want to hear none of this. And then 2 hours later you be like, God damn, they was right, but I still didn't want to hear.
Being right,
yeah, right. Facts. You be like, you want to be so bad, like, man, nigga, I hate you, bro. I ain't talking to you, but you be like, damn, okay, he was right. They was right. You like whoever you have around you. But again, that's in your season of growth and your time of transition. Who do you have around you? Do you have people that are gonna be honest with you? And it ain't being hurtful honest, because some people be like, well, I'm just being honest. Nah, you can be an asshole. There's a way to be honest with somebody.
I hate that, bro.
When people are like, well, I'm just being honest. No, there's a way to
I'm
be
being
honest.
blunt.
No.
You're just
Blunt,
big ass.
I'm sorry. Blunt is an asshole. You're not, Blunt is like, your shooting form is wrong. Let me help you fix that. Like, that's blunt. Like, I'm being completely honest with you and up front. Y'all be blunt just to be dicks. Like, stop it. But
oh my God, you're doing that again? What the fuck is wrong? You're like, bro, first of all, you don't know what's going on.
Right, in front of everybody, bro. Like, kiss my ass. So when I tell you kiss my ass, I'm wrong.
Right. Because, like, I just had to do that 2 days ago at work. I felt like the way a boss talked to me was kind of off. And I was like, before we go any further for the rest of this day and the times we have to work together while I'm here, me and you need to have a one-on-one conversation. And we went and had a one-on-one conversation. Now, did I feel like it changed anything? No, but you're going to understand I'm not stupid and I see what you're trying to do. So now
you can't be surprised when something happens.
That's my thing. It's like, understand I see you. I'm not stupid. I've been black my whole life. I know what microaggressions are. I'm not stupid, white lady. But now you're on notice that I noticed what you were doing. And sometimes that's what you got to be. You got to be willing to have those conversations. Now, that's kind of off topic, kind of on topic, but that's even within yourself. You have to be willing to have those conversations where you're like, okay, I see what you're doing. You said you were going to do this. Now you're trying to justify why you're doing this. And a lot of times that's what we get caught up in doing too. Well, I'm just, I'm going to just get this bottle for this week and then I won't drink these next 2 weeks. But you just said you wasn't going to drink for the next 3 weeks. You see what I'm saying? And Nerd, you ain't the only one. I ain't mean to bring it back like that. Like, I go through that too. But
no, because I say stupid shit like that.
Everybody here know before quarantine, I did not drink at all. And when quarantine hit, I became a low-key alcoholic. Like, it was every day, 10 a.m., I'm drunk on Zoom meetings with people at my job because they getting on my nerves. And I got Demon 1 and Demon 2 behind me trying to kill me or themselves or each other. Like, it was bad. And I think that's why
I do that a lot too.
I keep one of these bottles here because I had it for like 3 months to show that I ain't drinking that much no more.
Yeah. I felt that because, and the funny part is all this stuff we doing, or like we talking about, like stopping drinking or anything, just making a new, better life habit. I've done it all. After I got out, like after I was sick, bruh, stopped drinking for 6 months. Didn't have a lick of alcohol for 6 months. Went to the gym every day. Like I was in the best shape of my life. there was at no time where I had, and this just my check-ins. There was no time I had less than 4K in my account at all times. Like, bro, I was just living, like, having a great life. Like, now it's just like I'm in Idaho, so now I'm so fucking like just hating life, and it's just like I let all that grief and just hate of being there take over. So it's easier for me than to the funny part is I'm actually walking to my car, walking to the store, walking all the way back to the store to get whatever drink or whatever the fuck I'm doing to get. And it's not even only drinks, because my ass been using fucking sweets and all types of shit as vices too. Like, I go get me a McFlurry or some shit that I don't need. And it's just like, all that shit you did to go get it, I could have exercised. The honey bun king right there.
Right.
But yeah, like, all that shit, I could have easily did the same thing and went to the gym. And we all know the hardest part of being in the gym is that first couple weeks and months. Like, you're going to be sore. It's going to hurt. But once you get into that groove, it's going to be nothing. And you're going to end up looking better. And it's funny because that used to be my job. I know.
It's another cycle. And it just depends on what kind of cycle it is. Is it a cycle that's helping you progress towards something? Or is it a cycle where you're just literally, you're stuck doing this one thing and you keep telling yourself, man, I need to get out of this. I ain't going to do this no more. This will be the last week. And then the next week, someone, like you said, the people around you, hey, man, we going out here. We going to do this. And you like, damn, I just said I wasn't going to do it. But I ain't doing shit else.
But you want to turn up, though.
And that's real. And it's not to say that you can't, but you have to learn, okay, if I turned up last week, maybe I sit out a couple weeks. But that's that look in the mirror where you got to be like, okay, I want to make progression towards stuff, because what does going out do? It costs money. Like you said, if I'm going, because like me, my thing, again, sitting around, just DoorDash. It's quick and easy. Man, I'm hungry. Let me get some DoorDash. But did you get up and go walk? Did you like just walk around the neighborhood? That's all you got to do. Ain't nobody saying you got to go hard in the gym, rock style with 50-pound dumbbells and shit. Just, are you moving? What have you done to just move sometimes? And just get outside and like people say, touch some grass, get the sun on you, let the sun, because it's, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Probably a solid, them first 6-7 months in COVID, I probably can count on my hand how many times I went outside and just actually was outside.
I felt that.
Because other than going to the car to get in the car to go to work, or driving through a drive-through coming home from work, that was the most outside I had been.
I think when COVID first hit, the only time I went outside was to move the trash cans on Thursday nights so you can get the trash on Friday. And that was it. Because I was working from home. I was ordering food to come here. I was on a strict don't go outside. So it was like, it was depressing.
Yeah. And it sucks when you're already in a depressive mood, and then that hit, and it was just like, boom. And it's like, bro, they ain't, what? Hey, okay.
It was like,
okay.
It was like they were really giving us the ultimate test on life. Like, all right, bro, you really testing me right now.
Yeah. And that's why I kind of hate it when people are like, well, this is time to find another hustle. I'm just trying to live. I'm just trying to make sure I wake up in the morning and do what I need to do to live. You want me to go find another hustle so I can be depressed that didn't work?
And then you throw up because you're sick. Because you got COVID.
Man.
But, all right, so speaking of cycles, because that was nice. That was a whole lot of shit I needed to hear.
That's what you get on this podcast. You get some real.
Speaking of cycles,
we more than just games.
Facts. You're right. So last year, up until now, so just COVID up until now, what 3 albums were in a cycle? What were the 3 albums that you had on repeat that you probably listened to once a day? Maybe even if you wasn't that often. Maybe you just listened 2 or 3 times a week. Like, what was that album that you always went back to and listened to? I did initially have another question, but I realized this year ain't been it ain't been the greatest. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk while y'all doing and looking for y'all's. But for me, I was gonna ask this year, what's your top 3 albums and why? Now, KillJoy might have an easier time with this because he's kind of more all around fan now of music. But like for me, Tyler Creator came out, Drake or not Drake, J. Cole came out, Isaiah Rashad came out, Hiatus Coyote came out too, and not gonna lie, 3 of them albums I ain't like that much, and y'all know it's not Tyler, so that leads me to I didn't love the Isaiah Rashad album. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it.
I'll
It definitely could.
I listened maybe 5 times through, trying to make myself like it more than I like it. Like it's not bad, but it's not it. And I was trying to force myself to like it. And it's like I got songs here or there like all right, they slap, but overall it's not it for me. But if we talking albums during COVID that I played on repeat, Chance the Rapper, Coloring Book. I don't know why, but that album holds a special place in my heart. I was also listening to Lupe Fiasco's The Cool.
Oh wait! My bad. I hate to cut you off. The other part is and why.
Oh, so Chance the Rapper, probably because I'm not the most religious person, but Chance is like my gospel. So like, and he's very in tune with God and stuff like that, and like I don't like to go down that road, but if I was in a bad mood or if I was down, I would listen to kind of that album to lift my spirits. Then I have Lupe Fiasco's The Cool. I listen to that because it's just a good overall album, and it kind of related to what we were going through in the world at the time. Because I mean, I've been saying this to myself for a while. I think, what's the name of that song? Streets on Fire. If you listen to that song, he's rapping about COVID when it first hit. Like,
yeah,
it was just a very good overall rap album for me to listen to. And then I was listening to Billie Eilish, her first album, because I listened to her first album because
I knew that was coming.
Because I really don't know what it is with this chick, but she reminds me of me when I was her age. And just her mindset of like how she goes about life is relatable to me. Yes, sir.
Do you have 2 more or no?
Do I have 2 more? I mean, I got a couple more. I was listening to the Social Experiment, Dunny Trumpet, and them with Chance the Rapper, Surf, I think it's called.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have an explanation. I just randomly had that album kind of on repeat, and it was just going through. And where is it? Sorry, I'm looking through my music. And Mac Miller.
Which one?
Swimming. Because 1, I miss Mac Miller, and 2, although that's not my favorite Mac Miller album, that one hits home the most for me, and like the sense of losing things in life and kind of trying to value what you have in life while it's here. Because Mac Miller never got the flowers he deserved when he was alive. He's getting it now, but he's passed, so it makes me look at like the people I've lost in life. Like for me, my big mom was my second mother. I didn't give her flowers while she was alive. I wasn't always there. I wasn't a phone call away. And those are things I regret in life. So I kind of like go out of my way to make sure I do better now. And that album kind of resonates with me in that sense of Mac is somebody we gave flowers to when he was alive.
Yeah. And I feel like it wasn't that many people. Like, he had a big following, but it was still kind of like a cult following in a way. Like, he had a big group, but it was like it was almost like how me and you are with. I was real enough with Mac to be like, I don't like Blue Side Park or whatever, but like I still supported him. You know, like when you made some good shit, I still was listening. I was coming back. I never lost faith. Like, always come back. He was always in my top 5 rappers. So yeah, I definitely get that. You want me to go? Or you want to go?
That's up to you.
You got it. I see you writing. I don't know if you done. I've been writing too. I ain't gonna lie.
God damn it! Let me give me a pen and pad.
Okay. So I'll start most recent. What I'm really like, I've ran back. It's a quick run back. It's only 22 minutes. Vince Staples, the Vince Staples album. Like, I'll say because it feels like Vince is hilarious. If you've ever watched his interviews, he's done some music video stuff that's been hilarious, like skits within the music video type stuff. He's just an hilarious dude. And this album, I think, gives you the other side of him. Like, this is how I grew up. This is where I grew up. This is what I know. This is who I am. Not to say that his music didn't do that before, but even he said he was just doing it just to do it. Like, he didn't. But this feels like he was like, you're going to get my story. I'm taking my time. And I'm going to curate a piece of art for me that means the world to me. And this album, there's no skips. And I know it's only 22 minutes. It's like, well, that's hard to skip around. People can find stuff to skip around to. Literally, if I put this on, I'm running it all the way through. I'm not turning it off. I'm not going to be like, oh, I heard enough. Let me go find. No, 22 minutes. He has my whole 22 minutes if I put this on. So that's probably the most recent. The Isaiah Rashad, HBTU is probably becoming my favorite song off of there. I love the J Rock verse on the song he's on, but HBTU, I don't know, it's just something about that song. Probably the beat is what's catching me more, but he's saying some real shit on that song. But I mean, I think it's a good album. I ain't gonna hold you. I think live that album's gonna be ridiculous. Like when he does it, when he's able to perform it, it's gonna be a good run through that album. Over the last year and a half, I have 5. Well, yeah, 5. Care for Me, Saba, and Swimming Mac Miller. It's like hand in hand. Putting those on and just letting those run through. It's just like, it's like I'm just like, okay, I can breathe. I can breathe again. Life stuff happens in life, but there's another side to get through. And you can get through that. And like they were taking you through their trauma and how they were dealing with things they were dealing with and how they got to the other side of it. Especially Swimming. Like you can hear where Mac was at and where he was getting through. And I know everybody's like, oh, the other, like the X album that came out was supposed to be the partner of that album. I just listen to Swimming. Cause I feel like he gave you everything he wanted to say in Swimming. And not that the other one's not bad. I just don't run it as much. But Swimming just felt like that. Care for Me, that's probably gonna go down as probably one of my top 5 albums of all time for me. That album from front to back. And I think part of it is I listened to when he was doing the rollout, he did an interview with Sway. And the biggest thing he said was, because Sway was like, well, how did you get over the stuff that you were going through on that album? And he was like, I'm still going through it. Like, that's real. Like, just because you may have talked it out and vented it out and sometimes you're just still going through it. Now, you may have gotten through a big part of it, but you're still going through that. And I think that's why that album resonates for me, because I'm like, you can hear him still going through certain things and situations within that album. Then Renaissance Boy, Galo Mateus, he's just one of my favorite artists. And then that was like you think about that girl, you throw this on, and it kind of like, girl, stop playing. That's what it felt like. Renaissance Boy feels like you just want to tell that girl, quit playing. You know what it is. But she want to act stupid, so you just got to let people act stupid sometimes. Chasing Summer by Sir. Again, bro, some of them songs on there is just like, girl, now I'm going to have to cut you off. Because now I'm about to go chase Summer, and I'm not going to be chasing you. That's not really what you're talking about, but that was a good segue, though. And then Catch by Peter Cottontail. I listen to a lot of gospel music, but like kind of like with KillJoy with Chance, that's his gospel. Catch is a very much so a gospel album, but it's like the Chance version of a gospel album. But it's Peter Cottontail who produces for Chance, so it kind of goes hand in hand, and it's just a really good album to me. I run that back quite a bit too. So those are what I've been kind of getting me through quarantine, especially like if I'm really down. Care for Me, I put that on. It's like, okay, whew. You're going through some stuff, but you can get through it.
It's gonna be all right.
Yeah. Yep.
I love that. Love that. Especially I like the fact that a couple of them people I'm not familiar with. Like I've heard of them, but like I'm like very like once I get my people down, my artists, like
That's
I
what you
kind of
rolling
stick
with.
there. I'm not
Oh, yeah.
going out that circle.
It's almost like
So-
no new friends.
Basically. But I be trying. I ain't gonna lie, I be trying. Cause I heard some song with Drake in it, but the other dude sound crazy.
That one
I'll
dude going
link
back
it
and
to you.
forth.
I feel like I know
I
what
know
you're talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Bro,
The dude's
that
like,
dude-
what the hell? And the Drake come on smooth on it, and you like, why are you?
Bro,
How does he
like
get
Drake
this
killing
feature?
that shit. And
Yeah.
he's like, oh my god, what's his name? Smiley. Is that him?
Yeah. He's got
That's
a weird
it,
name.
bro. Yeah, no, never again. I still listen to it because Drake killed that shit, but
And that's
Yeah.
I think that was
Anyways.
the whole purpose of that song, which is really weird, but yeah.
it's so weird, bro. All right, for mine, I'm gonna start from the back and go backwards. So I have 1, 2, 3. Oh shit, I put 6. Oh no, I didn't. I did write more than, but I was waiting for y'all to say y'all's, and then I eliminated those, so I have my list now.
Okay.
So, number 5 is Choose Your Weapon, Hiatus Coyote. That shit, just like, I always listen to Lucy's of it. Like, I would listen. The crazy thing is, I was listening to about 65% of the album as Lucy's. Never listened to the album through. Was just listening to the Lucy's. Like, man, I love this fucking song. Like, fucking Laputa, like, Breathing Underwater, like, bro, all that shit. I was just loving it. Then I was like, man, let me actually run the album. Like, why have I never? And it's just like, it kind of takes me to outer space in a way. Like, if you ever hear that album, like, that shit just trippy and just like out there. So that was one for me. That was one I could turn on and it'd be 2 a.m. and I'd be a little tipsy because I was drinking every day. It takes me to another world. Like, it legit takes me somewhere else. Like, it was almost kind of like, even when I listen to it sober, like, it's almost a high without a high. So that's that's what it is for me. Number 4, Mirrorland, Earth Gang. That's kind of just like, it could be whatever, honestly. Like, I just really fuck with Earth Gang. I feel like they down to earth ass people. They real. Just hearing it, just kind of the animated sound of the album a lot of the time, and then it kind of go back into like just being real. Like, I hate Swivel, but Swivel's on there. Swivel, it's like,
great, bro. I don't know,
bro, I don't like Swivel, but like Bank, like, it just give you everything you need, bro. Like, this side is deep as fuck. Like,
Wings.
that's another Wings, bro. Fields, bro. All them songs get me high without having to get high. Like, if I want to get hype, I can listen to Bank. Like, that shit's an all around great album, and I don't think they get enough respect for that. That's it for that one. The third one I couldn't really think of, because if I'm thinking of quarantine, it's one. But if I'm thinking of which one I like more and now I'm playing more, it's the other. So Igor, like, I know Flower Boy is like the one I really, really fucked with, but like Igor was something I ran through just like to bring me up, even though it's a sad ass album. But the one I really, really fuck with is Call Me If You Get Lost. Like, ever since that shit came out, like, that shit kind of like reminds me of the situation I'm in, minus the fact that, like, because it's kind of like Walk knows. Like, I was dealing with a girl who's dealing with another dude, so it's like, damn, it's situations like that. He was real as fuck about that, And it's just like that's just life. Sometimes I think people like put these celebrities into that zone like they don't have these same situations that we do. They probably do, just maybe even at a more elevated level. So for me, like I kind of related with that, and it's just a hard album. Like he finally started rapping again. The beats is hard. It's not a single song on there where I'd be like, I don't fuck with this. Like
Hey, yo,
it's one that
John.
I might skip.
Bruh had
Yeah, like it
Gangsta
might be
Girls
one.
mixtape as an album, and it's fucking
Facts.
amazing.
That was literally a gangster.
Yeah.
Hey, that-
Hey, yo, drop.
Facts. So then number 2, In Search Of. This was on like how. So me and Killjoy had this thing where we always talk about seeing sounds versus In Search Of. Like because like me and him always like that's kind of how we met. Like we started talking about video games. Next thing we was talking about music, and then we both like, wait, you like seeing sounds? Shit, me too. Seeing sounds. Shit. Next thing you know, like we best friends, right? But like for me, seeing sounds is still great. But I think for me, In Search Of is kind of like that origin story of NERD. It's kind of just like everything on there to me is a classic. Like I can hear it and just like listen to it without skipping. There's never a time where I'm gonna be like, ugh, run with the sun. Fuck out of here. Like, no, I'm gonna listen to that shit and everybody else in the car listening to. Like, and that shit just kind of the vibe of it, like it's not too up, it's not too down. It's kind of just like right there in the middle is kind of good for me. So that's why I listen to that. And then of course the last one is Because the Internet, Childish Gambino. That's the greatest album of all time. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Like, bro, that shit is just. I love that fucking album. Like, it got My Girl on it, got Janae on it. It got Gambino when he was rapping. Like, that shit was. It's just amazing. So I don't really have an excuse for that. That's just.
a good ass.
It's just the shit.
And let me throw this
Yep.
out there.
So
Although
those
I feel
are
like
mine.
Seeing Sound is better than In Search Of. In Search Of does have one of my favorite songs ever. Provider will forever be one of my favorite songs ever. I can't tell you why. It connects in a weird way. The story
You
behind
don't need
that
no
song,
reason.
I don't need it. Like, if you've never heard that song before, listen to Provider on In Search Of by NERD. That song, it just hits different. And like, I usually listen to my daily mixes to find new artists, and whenever that shit come on, I just like, I gotta run that album. Like that song, I'm gonna listen to 3-4 times through because the meaning behind it. And I think it takes me back to when I first heard that song, what I was going through in life. It's something special. It's something special.
And I think for me, I think one of the things for me is that album right there connected to so many other parts of my life. Like they had a distinct sound that not a lot of people, actually nobody else had that sound. Really, kind of the same way that Tyler, when he had all the synths and shit on his albums, people didn't have that on their shit. And if they were, they had it in a different genre. And I feel like from NERD, Kanye came out, Lupe came out, Tyler grew up with that. You know, like a lot of these artists that I listen to now sprouted from NERD. Like, and not all of them might say it, but it's just that's just how it is.
And I think
B.O.B.
that's why
probably was one of them.
Love Tyler the Creator because that's one thing he'll never not like give credit to. Tyler says he is who he is because of the influence from Pharrell and NERD. And I mean, you can hear it in the music. Do they make the same type of music?
Facts.
No. Music is drastically different, but you can hear the influence in these different artists' music. All from one group. And Pharrell don't
Big
age.
facts. At all.
He's a whole ass vampire.
He's definitely a vampire.
Big fact. Also, speaking of, since I mentioned Tyler on there, that tour, KillJoy out, man. KillJoy got so much going on. See, I don't be like asking him these questions, but like, Walk, them tickets are gonna be. They might be a little because they sold out for the most part. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to pay about $250 to get my floor tickets, but I'm gonna
I'm
be
trying
there.
to
And
get
just like
backstage.
this nigga. And then on top of that, me and KillJoy witnessed some heartbreak this weekend. Connected to in search of. We did not get the NMDs, but we will get the NMDs.
There's always
Y'all
more than
remember
one
that.
way route. Oh wow! I did get my slippers, my slides, bruh. If you need, bruh, they they hit different. Worth it.
These are the best.
Old school house kickers. Yeah, boy. Get the slip on house shoe. Old school.
Hey, look, my job.
Walk. You got a question?
No, I didn't need one.
You don't.
I say you didn't
We
need
talked
one.
well
You
enough.
don't need one. You know.
Nah, heck no. Those are good questions. Y'all had all the questions. Well, nerd, you
I
had all
say
the
nerd
questions.
had all the questions. It was
Nerd
this
came
pod
in
was
looking
literally
somber.
catered to him.
The nerd came in looking somber on the first half hour of this. You just sitting
My
there.
bad.
And he's like, "All right, it's my time to shine. All right,
He's like, you
I
know
was.
what?
I was just like,
You niggas
take
is getting the
over."
real. What's going on in life? This is what's happening to me, and we're gonna talk about it.
big facts.
But I mean, no, it was
Well,
real. It was real conversations, man. That's another thing that we have to have. Especially, I mean, it's a stigma, and I think it's starting to break up some. But as black men, being able to just really have real conversations about the emotional stuff you go through. You have emotions. You have feelings. You're allowed to talk about them. I know we were
I
all
still know grown men who say I'm a man. I don't have emotions. It's like, no, you do.
you just
all right.
I had to realize I had a lot of like I would be angry about stuff, but it wasn't because I was angry about stuff. That was just the easiest way to let that emotion go.
Hmm.
And when you have to sit back and be like, okay, you be getting angry about nothing. What's really going on? And then you like, man, I'm just hurting. And I still may not necessarily know the root of all the hurt, but the fact that I know that it's something else there rather than just being angry at people or angry about something, that's been a huge change for me in life. And I mean that's more so like few years past, not necessarily anything right now. But I'm just saying you have to be willing to like you have emotions. We all are emotional beings, we're emotional creatures. It's just we were unfortunately taught during our time coming up little boys don't cry. You don't do this. You don't do that. But now we see in the generation of people being like, feel your feels. Like that's real.
And I
Feel
think
what you feeling.
this new generation coming up, they're kind of like frowned upon when the boys show emotions. Like, oh, this new generation is too emotional. No, they're what we should have been, because they won't have those same traumas and stuff we went through in life if they keep this up. Not saying they all same, because they eat Tide Pods and shit, but they got a lot of stuff figured out that we never
But we
figured
gotta
out.
and the other part of it is though, you have to find that medium where it's like, okay, you talked about it. What are you gonna do about it? Because you can't keep because you get a lot of people that get into that, and that's another cycle. I'm feeling down. Let me run to social media and tell them all the trauma I'm going through, and then you'll have everybody be like, "Oh man, it'll be all right." And that's it's an addiction. That's another form of addiction
People feed off that.
because instead of going to get seeking real help, real guidance, or anything that you can find, like something real that you can hold on to and establish, you'll reach for that fake, that endorphin rush.
That like.
Yeah, that retweet, that person that's like, oh man, I hope you feel better, and you like, I got it, that's what I needed. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's good you're feeling your emotions, but what else are you doing on the other side of that? What are you working through to get to the other side of that? And that's the
Facts,
takeaway
man.
from this pod, man. I think that's the takeaway for us as a group that is doing this podcast, and just us as a group living in life as guys in their 30s who met up in their 30s, who ain't never met each other in real life, but we're able to have a connection and a bonding connection through music and video games, and being able to expand on that and just have real life conversations and really be like, yo, what's going on, man? Like, what's you may not want to talk about it, but you know you can come and talk about it.
Yeah.
Big facts. So, Hey, shoot, I appreciate y'all for letting me fucking get that shit out this podcast and last one because I'm not even gonna say I'm going through it. I just think it's a lot of stuff that's actually I was anticipating happening and it happened, and now I'm just like, you know what? It's time to it's time to take the trash out. To be honest, and I like when I get home, it's gonna be the same thing. It's a lot of stuff in my house I don't want around that I can donate or just get rid of, throw away, and start new. And I think I really need to get to that point. So, yeah, I appreciate all of that.
And sometimes you have to get rid of stuff to allow the new stuff to come in. That's the other part. Like for me, I'm a spiritual person, Christian, believe in God. God can't give you something if it's sitting in the way of what He wants to give you, but you still holding on to that. And you sitting there like, no, this is still good for me. And God's like, but if you just got rid of it, I got this other part that's going to be really what you need. But this is still it's being it's pacifying my needs right now. This is what's working. Why you want me to get rid of this? And that's people, that's things, that's ideals. It's all of that rolled for me. All of that rolled into one. It's like you have to get rid of certain mindsets. Sometimes you just got to get rid of certain people.
Yeah.
And you let people show if they show you who they are. You always want better for the people around you. You always gonna want better for the people around you. But do they want better for themselves? And if I want better for myself, how can I keep you around if you don't even want better for yourself? Because at the end of the day, I can tell you everything under the sun that I think would help, but if you're not going to take any of the advice or heed anything I'm saying, then what's the purpose of this relationship? Even as a friendship, what's the purpose of this? Because now you're just leeching off me to give you advice that you're not going to use.
Yep.
And that's me expending.
I hate being that person.
And that's energy. That's energy and time I can't get back. I can't get that
I hate
back.
being that person, bro.
Well,
but
let's get out of
it. It is what it is.
That could be another hour.
Yeah, we're gonna go for another half hour. Hey, it is what it is, man. It is what it is.
Letting it out,
man.
Hey,
that's the space. That's the space we want y'all to have here, though, man. If y'all are going through stuff, man, I'm not saying we may not be the best people to reach out to, but we know there's somebody within your circle that you can reach out to. Don't be afraid to. And if you reach out and they ain't reaching out back or they ain't checking up on you, hey man, you can't be mad at people because life is life. But if you're giving them a lot and they ain't giving you nothing, maybe it's time to be like, okay, I'm gonna just slowly back out of that one. That's just how you got to do it, man.
And I mean, your ass up out of that.
Yeah. And that doesn't mean you got to go.
Ross moonwalk.
That's not a moonwalk. That was a slow walk backwards.
My man was stuck.
There was no glide to that whatsoever. That man was tootsie sliding, just 1 foot up, 1 foot down. Right foot up, left foot slides. That's what he was doing.
Oh,
but yeah, man, just mental health, bro. Like that, it's real. It's real. Like it encompasses a lot of stuff. And you don't think about it, but it encompasses a lot of how you move in life. Where your mental health at encompasses how you move in life a lot of times. Oh, I want to go to the gym, but I'll do it tomorrow.
That's me.
I got this I got to do. But I can go do this over here, and then I can get to that next week. I'll start next week. That's mental health. Because you're giving yourself every excuse not to do something instead of just going to do it. Because again, like Nerd said, them first 2 weeks, yeah, they're going to kick your ass. But that first day, you're going to come out that second day and be like, oh, man, I'm feeling a little better. That third day, you're like, okay, all right. Bones are a little weary. We ain't been at this for a minute. That second week hit and you like, okay, all right, that's okay. That's the physical part. That's the easy part. It's just like when people say you're working out, you hit that wall. Mentally, where are you at? Are you going to be like, all right, well, I did 2 weeks. I mean, shit, what else you want from me? Or do you go, okay, I did 2 weeks. Now it's time to really put in the work. Am I changing my diet? What else am I doing to go along with this? So that's what I'm saying, man. Mental health, man. Make sure it's right. If you have the opportunity to see a therapist, there's all sorts of online therapy things that you can do. If you're able to and financially able to, and in a place to be able to do it, go do it. Because you can't count on your friends to be your therapist all the time. These people went to school for this. Your friends didn't. Your friends can just be like, I'm here. And that's it. But you go tell somebody that's licensed to do it, they can give you some notes and some things that you can do and things you can try. So I'm an advocate for it, man. I'm an advocate for it.
So appreciate y'all letting me get that shit out. Glad got to do it. Yeah, man. I'm gonna learn a lot over here. I got about 5.5 more months. Hopefully I can work on everything I told y'all today. And I think I definitely will. But yeah, we here for y'all too, man. Like, and if y'all don't want to talk to us, we will find somebody who will talk to y'all, and we will bring them on here, and we will have that conversation. But yeah, appreciate y'all coming through. I'm Nerd again. It might be a little bit harder to get in contact with me, but all of my socials are Revenge of the Nerd, RVNGOFTHENERD. And yeah, you can hit me on whatever. I'm not the best at replying, and but I think I talked about that last week. So yeah, approach me with caution. So yeah, who's next? Oh, Killjoy.
You can hit me up on all socials. I am Dr. Killjoy XD on everything. That's DrKillJoy XD on everything until I get the Killjoy tag on everything. Hopefully that's coming soon. Hit me up, man. I'm an open book. I've been through a lot in life. I got a little bit of experience. And if not, I can point you in the right direction. Also, check out my TikTok. I'm about to start posting gaming clips again. About to get it popping over there again. You know what I'm saying? Trying to do what I got to do.
Yes, sir.
Slide and the rest of them still in your Nike boots. Hey.
ASky, A Skywalker. You can find me on Twitch, ASKY1284. You can find me on Twitter, the same place. Instagram, the same place. TikTok, I have one. I ain't posted nothing. Think I'm gonna start posting clips from here on there, just because it's a longer format, so I can have more time instead of on Reels. Reels was dope. Shout out to everybody that used to hit up the Reels. I know I haven't been posting there, but be on the lookout for those popping up on TikTok. Music, yeah, again, you can find me on SoundCloud, A Skywalker. There will be new stuff coming soon. Shout out to those that want to listen, and shout out to Killjoy for always throwing something up there. I know I haven't given him anything new in a while, but it's coming.
Yeah, I am running out of stuff. So, and don't take that as me talking about you, because I actually enjoy your music. That was a jab at my family.
No, I get it. Because I feel like if it was whack, you would be like, nigga, this ain't
that's not it.
So I truly appreciate that. Again, we are Pod and Play. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us we are now on Apple's iTunes. If you need to find us over there on there, we are there too. Pod and Play, pod-n, just the letter -play. We are on YouTube. Again, if y'all ain't watching with Killjoy doing these edits, you missing out on a whole nother part of this, a whole nother interactive part. Visually, it's a dope issue, man. Because the day when we get our own podcast studio and we in the studio together and we able to crank these things out like that, y'all gonna be wild.
It's over.
That's gonna be crazy.
Over.
And I'm speaking that to existence because you see what we're doing now. Again, got a comic session. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you to all our subscribers. Thank you to those that view it when it comes straight up. Again, we appreciate y'all for riding with us. We are going to keep elevating, man. I know it's a weird time right now. Is this country gonna shut down? Is it not gonna shut down? We're gonna keep doing this to give y'all something else to think about, so you're not thinking about that, because we know that weighs heavy on everybody. Again, we are mental health advocates. All of us are. You heard Killjoy. He got his couples therapy on. He got his single therapies on. Do it. Do it for you. Because at the end of the day, it's for you. And if you're good, then the people around you can be good. So we thank y'all for listening to us. We thank y'all for tuning in to us. We thank y'all for everything. Without y'all, we would still be doing this. So I mean, I ain't gonna hold you, but we appreciate y'all being here. We appreciate this is for like me. This is therapy for me right here. Until I can get into real therapy. This is therapy. This is therapeutic. It ain't all necessarily gonna be super deep like this. Sometimes we just have fun, but sometimes you're gonna get real conversations from us. That's just who we are as people. We are a monolith. We're not a monolith. There's a lot of different aspects to all of us, and you're gonna get a little bit of each of it every week. And so again, we appreciate y'all tuning in. Thank y'all so much. Y'all have a blessed rest of your week. We will holler at y'all later. Peace.
Later.
You moving in silence, they moving in violence. They wanna see your peace reduced to a riot, causing confusion. They mentally bruising, trying to leave scars. Have you at odds with those who are closest? What you proposing?